Mr. Announcer, who are you?
Howdy, everybody. This is Bob Dylan.
Tell me the station I'm listening to.
The XM Network, satellite radio.
How about telling the time to me?
It's time for Theme Time Radio Hour.
And what's the weather gonna be?
It's cold and fatty, and it's raining. It's going down 30 degrees tonight. I don't know what it's like where you are, but that's what it's like here.
It's nighttime in the big city. A woman in a red gown throws out her cell phone. A man sleeps with a gun under his pillow. It's Theme Time Radio Hour with your host, Bob Dylan.
Pulsing out from the transmitter tower into the tubes and coils behind your radio dial is like a welcome knock on the door and the sound of the familiar voice of an old friend.
Welcome to Theme Time Radio Hour. Dreams, schemes, and themes. Coming to you live on a carbine microphone. Today, we're talking about radios, table models or transistors. Radio is a remotely piloted vehicle that allows you to send sounds through the air by electrical waves. It's also the name of the equipment that is used to send and receive these broadcasts. Radio is the shortened name for radiotelegraphy. I guess the first order of business is to make sure your radio is on. Here's a man named Grandpa Jones. Grandpa is a singer and a banjo player who did such great recordings as Old Rattler, Mountain Dew, and this one, Turn Your Radio On.
Come a listening to the radio station where the mighty host of heaven sing. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. If you want to hear the songs of Zion coming from the land of the endless spring, get in touch with God. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. And listen to the music in the air. Turn the radio on. Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share. Heaven's glory share. Turn your lights down low. Turn your lights down low. And listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Brother, listening to the Gloryland chorus. Listen to the glad hosannas roll. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Get a little taste of the joys of waiting. Get a little heaven in your soul. Get in touch with God. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. And listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share. Heaven's glory share. Turn your lights down low. Turn your lights down low. And listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Listen to the songs of the fathers and the mothers and the many friends gone on before. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Some eternal morning we shall meet them over on the Hallelujah shore. Get in touch with God. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. And listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share. Heaven's glory share. Turn your lights down low. Turn your lights down low. And listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Listen to the songs of the fathers and the mothers and the many friends gone on before. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Some eternal morning we shall meet them over on the Hallelujah shore. Get in touch with God. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. And listen to the music in the air. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Heaven's glory share. Heaven's glory share. Turn your light down low. Turn your lights down low. And listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
That was Grandpa Jones. Turn your radio on, get in touch with God. Listen to the Master's Radio, where you listen to a radio station where the mighty hosts sing the songs of Zion. Grandpa Jones, a member of the Grand Ole Opry since 1946.
It's smooth sailing with a highly successful sound of WWDC 1260.
You, little box, held to me escaping, so that your valves should not break. Carried from house to house, to ship, from sail to train, so that my enemies might go on talking to me, near my bed, to my pain, the last thing at night and the first thing in the morning, of their victories and of my cares. Promise me not to go silent all of a sudden. Radio poem, German playwright Bertolt Brecht. If I had to pick an American Bertolt Brecht, I'd probably say it was Jonathan Richman. There's a lot of similarities. Well, you can judge for yourself by listening to Roadrunner. Count it off, Jonathan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roadrunner, Roadrunner. Going faster miles an hour. Gonna drive fast and stop and shop. With the radio on. I'm in love with Massachusetts. And the neon when it's cold outside. And the highway when it's late at night. Got the radio on. I'm like a roadrunner. Alright. I'm in love with modern moonlight. 128 when it's dark outside. I'm in love with Massachusetts. I'm in love with the radio on. It helps me from being alone late at night. Helps me from being lonely late at night. I don't feel so bad now in the car. Don't feel so low, got the radio on. Like a roadrunner. That's right. Say hello to the spirit of 1956. Station in the bushes next to 57. The highway is your girlfriend as you go by quick. Suburban trees, suburban speed, and it smells like him. And I say roadrunner once, roadrunner twice. I'm in love with rock and roll, and I'll be out all night roadrunner. That's right.
That was Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers on Theme Time Radio Hour. Roadrunner, Roadrunner, gonna drive past the Stop and Shop with the radio on. I'm in love with Massachusetts. Me too. Alright, we're speaking to an all-metal type tube, a highly efficient resonating device, tube-driven and electrically amplified, with an all-wave antenna. What would the radio be without a disc jockey?
He brings you the best in records today. He'll always suggest you make a request for tunes you should play.
In musical matters, he's the finest.
Anywhere your musical expert is on the air.
This is a song about the coolest disc jockey around. Plays them sweet and he plays them hot. Boyd Bennett and his Rockets.
He plays them sweet and he plays them hot. Spins around, gives it all he's got. He's a real cool disc jockey man. He plays them old and he plays them new. He'll play most anything for you. He's a real cool disc jockey man. Now listen in any time you can. Hear him yak to his music band. Get your kicks when he talks that jive. Really sends you man alive. Love that guy, can't get enough. I'm sure gone on the crazy stuff. He's a real cool disc jockey man. Jockey man, he plays them old and he plays them new. He'll play most anything for you. He's a real cool disc jockey man. Now listen in any time you can. Hear him yak to his music band. Get your kicks when he talks that jive. Really send you man alive. Love that guy, can't get enough. I'm sure gone on the crazy stuff. He's a real cool disc jockey man.
That was the coolest disc jockey around by Boyd Bennett and his Rockets on Theme Time Radio Hour. That song was recorded for the King label out of Cincinnati, Ohio. King got its start as a hillbilly label, and they had the slogan, if it's a king, it's a hillbilly, and if it's a hillbilly, it's a king. The owner of King Records, Sid Nathan, was a very hands-on operator. Listen to this as he talks to his staff about how to make records.
Give me the song. If the man wrote the song, and it's a great song, and he says the only way you can get it is if I record it, and if you feel that that's the only way you can get it, if he sings with a hair lip, that suits me, as long as the material is good. We'll take him, we'll take the song, because goddammit, we can cover him over. Give me the song.
The next song is all about radio stations that cropped up just across the Mexican border. These stations do not have to obey the same laws as their American counterparts. They were able to broadcast deep into the United States. These stations were very influential, playing a lot of regional bands of all types of music. In this song, the Blasters pay tribute to these early hothouses of modern music. Border Radio, this is the Blasters.
Someday he used to
That was Border Radio by the Blasters. A lot of the border radio stations were sponsored by quack doctors who were unable to advertise in the United States. For instance, Dr. John Brinkley made a great living selling goat gland treatments on Mexican radio. Later on, in the 50s and 60s, it was the first job for disc jockeys like Wolfman Jack.
Yes, friend, we're going to send you 100 baby chicks right now for just $3.95. And if you order right now, your Wolfman going to send you absolutely free of charge a life-size picture of me autographed that glows in the dark.
Here's Richard Lanham with a song about his transistor radio. Historically, the term transistor radio refers to a radio that is monaural and receives only the 540 to 1600 kilocycle AM broadcast band. This is a song called On Your Radio, and we're glad to be on your radio. There was Richard Lanham with kind of a Frankie Lyman influence, a song about the radio from back in 1957. Later on in the 60s, Richard was in the touring version of the Ink Spots. At least one of the versions of the Ink Spots. As it seems, there was a different version in every part of the country.
For music.
We don't usually do commercials here on Theme Time Radio Hour, but sometimes we just have to make an exception. The king of Calypso from San Fernando, Trinidad, Fitzroy Alexander, better known as Lord Melody, with a song about the little interruptions that keep the lights on, the radio commercials. He wants you to take your radio back because no one sings anymore. He's singing about a radio with too much nonsense. Well, it's all about the Valley of the Jolly Green Giants. Go with Shell. Buy Tide. Got a cold? Use Cafenol. Lord Melody talking about a radio station where shoes live.
Come take your radio, don't leave it by me no more.
Come take your radio,
don't leave it by me no more. Too much nonsense coming over this thing, Sam Ghani. No, not me, I don't want no radio, it don't make no sense. Robbery with violence.
good things from the garden, garden in the valley, valley of the Jolly Green Giant.
And from Sandy Grande to Miaro, go with Shell. From Miaro to Rio Claro, go with Shell. From Rio Claro to San Fernando, go with Shell. Wherever you go with Shell. Free bread spread, pillowcases, and bath towels when you buy Tide. Valley of the Jolly Green Giants. $250 monthly, that ain't good enough for me. I go get heart failure, too much commercial, mama. Well, I win pay an ex and put me in jail. That's right, man, I hate Radio Trinidad. They doing that for spite. They frightened my child last night. Baby have a cold, use Cafenol and a boot for shoes. Good as any, better than many. Abood for shoes. Abood for shoes. Abood for shoes. Abood for shoes. Mr. Bob Gittins, your program is in the ratings. You're the good disc jockey, but at times you're so faulty. Man, the king is the king, and the king need the plug. The rest is dog. Don't do that again, Bobby. I'm watching at you. Don't try no screw. Who is talking to the tiger? I'm talking to the trainer. And if sorrows and distress should come to your home, Simpson Funeral Agency would be just too happy to help you, Bobby. We regret to announce the death of Bob Gittins.
That was Lord Melody talking about Mr. Bob Gittins and the man who's the king and the king maybe. T.S. Eliot once said, radio is a medium of entertainment which permits millions of people to listen to the same joke at the same time and yet remain lonesome. Well, you're never lonesome as long as you're listening to Theme Time Radio Hour. Some radio programs play just one type of thing, but here we're like New England weather. If you don't like what you're hearing, stick around. It'll change in a minute. Here's a song that is anything but perfunctory. Joe Strummer and The Clash, a group that knew about the political power of the radio. This is Radio Clash from Pirate Satellite, orbiting your living room and cashing in the Bill of Rights.
Interrupting all programs. This is Radio Clash on Pirate Satellite, orbiting your living room, cashing in the Bill of Rights. Human army surplus or refusing of the lights. This is Radio Clash on Pirate Satellite. International plan in the Cisco channel of the white right hand. Them that see ghettoology is an urban Vietnam, giving deadly exhibitions of murder and napalm. Radio Clash, tearing up the seven veil. This is Radio Clash, please save us, stop the whale. This is Radio Clash, underneath the mushroom cloud. This is Radio Crash on pirate satellite. This is Radio Crash. Everybody hold on tight. Go back to Earth now.
That was Joe Strummer and Mick Jones, The Clash, using radio ammunition underneath a mushroom cloud. Tearing up the seven veils, save us, not the whales. That was Radio Clash, not to be confused with Radio Free Europe. I always enjoy talking to Peter Wolf. He's well-read and well-spoken. Luckily, the tape was right.
Radio was power. Radio was king. Radio showed us the way. Radio turned us on to the great arts. Radio opened up the door. It was like walking into the Smithsonian and just listening. And it went on 24/7. I listened to Alan Freed and the Big Beat, Jocko's Rocket Ship Show, Oop-Pop-a-Doo, and how do you do? Time right now is 11:15. You listen to Jocko and his rocket machine. Hey bop-a-doo, hey bop-a-day. And that would go on all night, and then that would morph into the magnificent Montague, who would, talk about lovers. Ladies, this is the magnificent one. I want you to take the radio and put it right between your legs. And I'm going to play some Sam Cooke, and he's going to penetrate you. Now, I'm like 11 years old. I don't know why he's, whoa, mercy me.
Peter Wolf, another radio performer on Theme Time Radio Hour. This is Patrice Holloway. Here she sings about those DJ shows.
And then turn on. I'm gonna listen to, 'cause you know that I dig so much I can't explain. My mama said, go to bed and turn off all of those lights, and please turn off that radio, 'cause you listen to it day and night. So I go to bed and cover up my head so nobody can complain. And then turn on. I'm gonna listen to, 'cause you know that I dig so much I can't explain. Well, there may come a time in my lifetime when I won't like to dance and sing, or I won't wanna go to the parties no more, or I won't wanna do a thing. Well, bless my soul, when I get so old that I have to walk around with a cane, I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna listen to, 'cause you know that I dig so much I can't explain.
That was Patrice Holloway, heading over to those DJ shows. Her and her sister Brenda both recorded for the Motown label. Patrice also had a few hits for Capitol, but she's perhaps best known as the singing voice of Valerie in the cartoon series Josie and the Pussycats. This is Theme Time Radio Hour, and we're radioactive. Van Morrison has always had a love affair with the radio. A lot of his songs mention it, and this one is one of the best, Caravan.
And the caravan is on its way. I can hear the merry gypsy play. Mama, mama, I look at Amarillo. She's out playing with the Yeah, the caravan has all my friends. Yeah, they'll stay with me until the end. Gypsy Robin and Sweet Amber Road can be everything I need to know. Turn up your radio and let me hear the song. Switch on your electric light that we can get down to what is really wrong. I long to hold you tight so I can feel you, sweet lady of the night. I shall reveal you if you will turn it up a little bit higher. Radio, turn it up, so you know. Radio. Yeah, the caravan is painted red and white. That means everybody's staying overnight. Yeah, the barefoot gypsy boy around a campfire singing play. Yeah, the woman tells us off away. Turn up the radio, and let me hear the song. Switch on your electric light, then we can get down to what is really wrong. If you will, turn it up, a little bit higher. Radio, turn it up, that's enough. So you know, it's got soul. Radio, turn it up. La 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 la.
Caravan is on its way, and I can hear the merry gypsies play. Mama, look at Emma Rose, she's playing with the radio. She's playing with the radio. She's playing with the radio. Radio? She's playing with the radio. That was Van Morrison, continuing his lifelong obsession with all things radio. And that includes the cathode ray tuning indicator.
The Personality Station.
That's right, that's us, Personality Plus.
Charles Bukowski, the hard-drinking poet laureate of the lower class of Los Angeles, spent many nights at home with his radio. Like all good poets, he wrote about what he knew, with a poem called Radio with Guts. It was on the second floor on Coronado Street. I used to get drunk and throw the radio through the window while it was playing. And, of course, it would break the glass in the window. And the radio would sit there on the roof still playing, and I'd tell my woman, "Oh, what a marvelous radio." Charles Bukowski. What else? Deaf poet. We got an email today. This comes to us from Kelly Clarkson. She's writing in from the road. Dear Bob, would you please play a song for me today? Well, Kelly, thanks for listening, and good luck out there. Here's one called Disc Jockey Blues. It's by Luke Jones and his orchestra.
Blues, those spinning platters really got me down. I've got those Yankee blues. My silly chatter's gonna run me out of town. The 12 midnight to 6, I spin 'em for the sticks and sell 'em things in every line, from liver pills to glue time. I've got those Disc blues. I've dressed so many spots there in my hair. I've got those Disc blues from sitting 14 hours in one chair. Why, the fountain melody has really got me loony. The telephone calls from lovers who sob, my heart is broke. I've been a pothole, yes, I've been cold. They got a bottle, that's if I'm old. I play Tchaikovsky with a beat and flip the chairs from under the long hair seat. I've got those Disc Jockey blues. I'm tired of eating what's on the fly. I've got those Disc Jockey blues. Carbonated soda on my pie. Oh, I pound and I plead my sponsors to heed. If you fat, then you'll be thin. Send $1 and you're in. I've got the whirly Disc Jockey blues. Money makes money. I've got the late and early, busy, dizzy, whirly Disc Jockey blues. Oh, the blues.
That was Luke Jones and his orchestra, Busy and Dizzy, Whirly and Twirly in the Midnight Early. Sitting 14 hours in one chair with the Disc Jockey Blues. I know that feeling. Sure, it looks glamorous to be a disc jockey, but they can get the blues too. Take, for example, the story of Pete Myers. He had a rap-rhyming alter ego known as Mad Daddy, who was one of the most amazing disc jockeys of the 50s. He used unscripted jive patter and sound effects. He worked with 8 turntables, played some of the wildest rock and roll of the late 50s with a bayonet bass and spooky sound effects. Monster echo with plenty of breakdown voltage. Give a listen to Mad Daddy in his heyday.
This is Mad Daddy on the Saturday flight from the Tower of Power, the very top story in my wavy, gravy, groovy, gravy rockin' laboratory, where we're bending every effort and making every test to be sure that our records are always the best. You see, before we play them on this crazy wavy air, we dip them in this smoking vat with extra special care. Wearing thick, big rubber gloves and using special tongs, we make the Mad Dad acid test on the up-and-coming songs.
By 1963, music had changed, just a ghost image of its former self. Pete Myers could not keep up. He drifted from job to job, but his heart was no longer in it. In 1968, he went into the bathroom with a shotgun and ended his life. Mad Daddy was gone forever. Disc jockeys aren't the only ones who can have the blues. Sometimes the people listening at home can be affected by the sad songs they play. Here's Bonnie Owens with a song on just that subject. Waiting for the man to announce that it's country music time. My hi-fi to cry by.
I turn on my radio each morning around 9 to hear the man announcing it's country music time. He plays the record hits that fit most every girl and guy. Then he plays our song and it's my hi-fi to cry by. I wonder how the man who wrote the song knew to say the words that keep on haunting me day after day. As long as you're here in my heart, there'll be tears in my eyes, especially when I'm listening to my hi-fi to cry by. There must be other broken hearts that feel the same way too, but they don't know the hurt that goes along with losing you. So just to hear that song and live with memories is why I turn on my hi-fi to have my daily cry. I wonder how the man who wrote the song knew to say the words that keep on haunting me day after day. As long as you're here in my heart, there'll be tears in my eyes, especially when I'm listening to my hi-fi to cry by. Especially when I'm listening to my hi-fi to cry by.
My hi-fi to cry by. Bonnie Owens is well known for the work she did with both of her former husbands, Buck Owens and Merle Haggard. She was the queen of Bakersfield.
Just take a lively companion wherever you go. Take a portable radio. Take a portable radio.
Don't know what kind of radio you listening on. Could be Fillmore or RCA. Whether it's an Olympic or a Motorola, a Philco or one of the lovely Bakelite models, or a Hallicrafter TR-88. Hope it has a lovely decorative grill cloth, so you can hear the sounds of Theme Time Radio Hour. We're broadcasting from coast to coast. Not everyone loved the radio. The Musicians Union had a problem with it. They didn't like the radio or the jukeboxes, afraid that canned music would take jobs away from working musicians. Here's Dan Hicks and his Hot Licks, talking about music coming over the radio in a permanently magnetic, dynamic way. Canned music.
Left me, I asked her what it's all about. She said, I feel like dancing, I feel like stepping out. I took her where the band was on the stand playing live music.
I never see my baby moving like the move she made on me that night. I did not have a chance the way that music made me dance. It was some live music, live music. It ain't
Can music playing on the radio.
It ain't
Can music without a dime it doesn't go. Favorites on the jukebox are only half the show, and it's can music.
Stepping out, my baby said,
I'm living for this music.
I ask her what it's all about. She says,
I'm such a silly girl, this stuff has got me in a whirl, ain't it? Live music, live music.
And that was the night she left me, danced herself into my memory. My baby had to leave me for the drummer. I guess I'll never solve that mystery. I think I've learned my lesson, just don't get too near the band when it's live music.
Live music.
A little before she left me, I asked her what it's all about. She said she feel like dancing, she feel like stepping out.
That was Don Hicks and his Hot Licks with his easy and swinging canned music. Marianne Price and Naomi Eisenberg helping out with the vocals there. Dan started off as a drummer. He played in the Charlatans before he went off and started the Hot Licks, who were influenced by old cowboy songs and the Hot Club of Paris recordings by Django Reinhardt and Stephen Grappelli. When Albert Einstein was asked how radio works, he said, "You see, wire telegraph is a kind of very, very long cat. You pull its tail in New York, and its head is meowing in an alley in Los Angeles. And radio operates exactly the same way. You send signals here, they receive them there. The only difference is that there's no cat." Here's L.C. Smith and its Southern Playboys. L.C. recorded with a whole lot of different bands, including the Wizards, Tennessee Shorty and Little Tommy, the Tyler Country Boys, the Southern Mountain Boys, Southern Playboys, and the Smith Brothers. I guess L.C. couldn't hold out a job, but in this song he's got one on the radio, and he just made a down payment on a second-hand car. He's saving up his money for a fiddle and a bow, too.
Well, I bought me a hat and a low guitar. I made a down payment on a second-hand car. Got me a job on the radio. Now I'm saving up money for a fiddle and a bow to the radio boogie. All over the dial. With a solid kick, a red hot lick, Tennessee style. Well, I'm up every morning when the sun comes up, pull a cork from a jug, gonna take a little sup. Sun keep me shining, gonna plow the corn. Starts to rain, I'll grind in the barn to the radio boogie. All over the dial, with a solid kick, a red hot lick, Tennessee style. Yeah, get it, Lucky. What you doing, honey? Are you all alone? Come on over in the Arizona and we both do the boogie by the radio, do the radio boogie. All over the dial with a solid kick, a red hot lick, Tennessee style. and the hillbilly band got brand new clothes and money to spend. Everybody yells everywhere we play. Do the radio boogie's all they can say. Do the radio boogie all over the dial. With a solid kick, a red hot lick, Tennessee style.
L.C. Smith and the Southern Playboys, Radio Boogie, pulling the cork from the jug, plowing the corn, changing the waves back into their original sounds, with a solid kick and a red-hot lick Tennessee style. Of course, music wasn't the only thing you could hear on the radio. As Steve Allen said, radio is the theater of the mind. Television is the theater of the mindless. There was some great theater on radio in the 30s and 40s. Dramas like The Shadow, The Lives of Harry Lime, The Chase, Damon Runyon Theater, Boston Blackie, The Mercury Theater of the Air, Rocky Fortune, The Green Hornet, Dangerous Assignment, and Escape. And comedies like The Jack Benny Program, The Fred Allen Show, Amos and Andy, Easy Aces, and Fibber McGee and Molly. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows, and so do I. Let's listen to a little bit of The Shadow.
As you sow evil, so shall you reap evil. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
Go, 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 the top 40 sound of wonderful radio, London.
I was playing blackjack with Elvis Costello. Listen to what he had to say.
In Britain, we didn't have all-day-long pop radio. We had two things that developed. One was Radio Luxembourg, which was a station that was commercial, but it used to fade in and out, so you'd be in the middle of your record and Martha and the Vandellas would be singing Heat Wave, and it was suddenly the signal would go away, and by the time it came back, they could be playing Engelbert Humperdinck or something. And then, of course, there was the pirate radio, which were these ships that they're moored just outside the kind of legal limit offshore, and they could broadcast. And those were the ones that became the model of modern British pop radio.
Here's Elvis, talking about radio cleaning up the nation. Elvis got banned from Saturday Night Live for 12 years when he played this song. He didn't think the song he was supposed to play would connect with the American audience. Instead, he played Radio Radio, the song he had just written that he thought would have more meaning. He was biting the hand that fed him.
Radio advised with every one of those late night stations playing songs bringing tears to my eyes. I was seriously thinking about hiding the receiver when the switch broke 'cause it's old. They're saying things that I can hardly believe. They really think we're getting out of control. Radio is the sound salvation. Radio is cleaning up the nation. They say you better listen to the voice of reason, but they don't give you any choice 'cause they think that it's treason. So you had better do as you were told. You better listen to the radio. I wanna bite the hand that feeds me. I wanna bite that hand so badly. I wanna make them wish they never said me. Some of my friends sit around every evening and they worry about the times ahead. But everybody else is overwhelmed by indifference and the promise of an early bed. You either shut up or get cut out. They don't wanna hear about it. It's only inches on the reel to reel. And the radio is in the hands of such a lot of fools trying to anesthetize the way that you feel. Radio is the sound salvation. Radio is cleaning up the nation. So you better listen to the voice of reason. But they don't give you any choice 'cause they think that it's treason.
That was Elvis Costello and the Attractions, talking about the radio, like we have been for the past hour.
On the radio.
The thing about radio is, it's like a crosstown bus. There's always another program coming by. So we got to get out of the way and let the next show come through. We'll see you next week with a whole new theme on Theme Time Radio Hour, your home for dreams, schemes, and themes. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to Theme Time Radio Hour with your host, Bob Dylan. Produced by Eddie Gorodetsky. Associate producer, Sonny Webster. Continuity by Eats Martin. Edited by Damian Rodriguez. Supervising editor, Rob McComber. The Theme Time research team, Diane Lapson and Bertie Bernstein. With additional research by Lynn Sheridan, Kimberly Williams, and Robert Bauer. Production assistance by Jim McBean. Special thanks to Randy Azrati, Debbie Sweeney, Coco Shinomiya, and Samson's Diner. For XM Radio, Lee Abrams. Recorded in Studio B, the Abernathy Building. This has been a Greywater Park production in association with Big Red Tree. This is your announcer, Pierre Mancini, speaking. Join us again next week for Theme Time Radio Hour, when the subject is the Bible.
This is a Conelrad radio alert. Normal broadcasting will now be discontinued for an indefinite period.
Something reaching out to me, something coming through. What am I to do? I seen a shooting star tonight, and I thought of you. Shooting star tonight against the grain, up in the hot rod sky, across the prairies of pain. I was looking up and dreaming like I sometimes do. Seen a shooting star tonight, and I thought of you. Listen to the engine, listen to the bell, as the last fire truck from hell goes rolling by. Oh, good people, I pray. It's the last temptation, the last to come. Last time you might hear the sermon on the mount. The last radio is shooting star tonight across a flatland road. That's 1,000 miles away from where the end of time explodes.
was looking up and wondering if the dawn was breaking through. I seen a shooting star tonight, and I thought of you.